Nothing like a good cup of coffee.
It's coffee.
Coffee.
Coffee, Holly.
Some coffee to get my day going. On that note, hey, this is Holly Ray.
And Mimi Ray.
And we're so excited to be back in the kitchen baking with you today. Today, we're gonna be making some Rocky Road cookies, which are perfect for our coffee or our tea, in your case, Miss Mimi Ray.
Coffee!
Let's get to baking. Okay, so we're ready to get to our Rocky Road cookies, hey? Is that a little hug I'm getting? Oh, come in for some sugar. These loves don't come very often. Have to take them when I can.
Okay, that's enough.
Cuddles.
That's enough.
Is that enough?
That's enough,
Okay. Well, let's get to baking. Let me grab a bowl. Can you grab the sift? And let's get to baking. Okay, so let's sift in that flour. So we've got 1.5 cups of flour. Then we've got 1/3 of a cup of cocoa in there. 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder. A pinch of salty. You hold it like this and then bang it with that hand.
I do.
Like that. Just keep sifting, just keep sifting, just keep sifting. What do? We sift. Perfect. My nunu pie. So that's looking beautiful. Our cocoa and our flour's all mixed together. Now we're gonna add in our cocoa nuts. We've got 1.5 cups of desiccated coconut. Then we got a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Then we're gonna add in 100 grams of dark chocolate chips. Stir those in there. Just keep stirring, just keep stirring, just keep stirring. What do? We
Stir.
Okay, next up, I've got 200 grams of melted butter. I just zap this in the microwave quick. You can also melt it on the stove though. And can you make a little hole in the middle there for me? So I'm gonna add in the 200 grams of melted butter. Amazing. And I'm gonna crack the egg here, okay? And then I'm gonna pop that eggy in there as well. Perfectimundo.
Oh my gosh, well, look what's happening.
It's looking good. Okay, then I'm gonna add in a teaspoon of vanilla
Extract.
Oh, you see, you know, girl. You know, baby girl. So this mix, you don't want to be too dry. You want it to be kind of in the middle. It's not a wet, runny mix. It is a cookie, so you want it to be quite firm, but not too dry either. That's looking perfect. That's just the way we want it to be. I've got a tin here, and it's about 20 by 20 centimeters. And I've sprayed it and lined it with some baking paper. So we're gonna pop that into this tin. Obviously, if you use a slightly bigger tin, that's fine, but your cookie will be a little bit thinner. That's okay, it doesn't matter. Use whatever tin you've got. Or you can do that, so that's fine. Let's check, yes, it's all out. Now you can use your fingers to push it down into the corners and all over. Spread it all around, get some cookie in the corner there. I'm actually just I'm gonna lean here. You do it. You can also use your fist like that. Yes. No, don't beat it. I think cookies are probably our favorite thing to bake together because they're quite easy. With cookies,
and delicious.
And they also save for a long time, which is quite nice. You know, if you
delicious.
If you store them in a Tupperware, they can go into kids' lunch boxes. If you have friends over, you can give them cookies.
And delicious.
Oh, you're done. Okay, I think you're done. You may let that spoon.
Yay.
I've been preheating our oven to about 180 degrees. So we're gonna pop this into the oven and it's gonna bake for 20 to 25 minutes. Girl, you are eating that cookie dough. Okay, so that's come out of the oven and we're gonna leave it on the cooling tray to cool just a little bit. We still want it to be warm, not fully cooled through when we put our icing on top. So, now time for the icing. So, what we're gonna do, we need a cup of icing sugar and I'm gonna add a tablespoon of cocoa into there. Perfect. And you don't need to sift it because we're going to be using boiling water. So any lumps that will be in the icing sugar will melt as soon as we add them in. So you're going to need about 1 to 2 tablespoons of boiling water. And it'll really depend on your consistency. So add 1 tablespoon at a time. And if you by mistake add a little bit too much water, you can always add a bit more icing sugar just to thicken it up. So this is kind of the consistency that you want. A little bit runny, but not too watery. It's still a little bit thick, as you can see. So now we're going to get to decorating and putting the topping on our Rocky Road cookie. So I'm going to pull this a bit closer, but be careful because it's very hot. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to flip it over. So let's do this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pour that chocolate icing onto that topping. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Now let's spread it around. Spread it evenly. And if it goes over the sides a little bit, that's fine. The messier, the better. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna sprinkle our nut and our marshmallows on. I think cookies like this are so nice. It's not just a cookie, it has a really cool topping. You know, these nuts and these marshmallows, and it's really fun to make. It's like a gourmet cookie. I think that is done. That looks divine, darling. Absolutely divine.
Needs a bit more marshmallows.
More. I don't know where the marshmallows are gonna go. Do you think you can put more marshmallows? I think you just want to eat more marshmallows. Yeah, definitely. Okay, that's enough. Is that how excited we are to eat this Rocky Road cookie? Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's do this. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this into some nice little squares. Oh, and those marshmallows are actually starting to melt a little bit.
That is delicious.
Okay, Mimi Ray, pick your fighter, baby girl.
This one.
You're gonna go for that one. I wanna go for this one in the middle. So this is looking so good. You can see how the marshmallows melted into that chocolate icing. Oh, I cannot wait to taste it. Like a s'more meets a Rocky Road meets just
Let's
so
just
much
get it.
deliciousness.
Let's just eat it.
Should we just eat it?
Yes.
Cheers, babes. Cheers. I'm getting that chocolate. I'm getting that coconut. Those marshmallows on the top, adding that extra sweetness. It is such a yummy cookie. I'm so happy we chose to make this today because it's actually just what I needed. And you? Cool. From me, Holly Ray, we're gonna hit the Rocky Road.
Vroom, vroom.
I love you like la 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 la. I love you like la 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 la.
You're supposed to introduce yourself.
Hey guys, welcome back to Mimi's Corner. For today's segment, we are going to be making pom-poms.
Pom-poms are so easy to make. I think people think they're complicated, but they're so easy to make and they're so much fun. You can make pom-pom strings for birthday parties. You can make pom-pom cupcakes. You can put them on your keyring. You can just use them to decorate your room. Super fun, easy to make, and great to keep the kiddies busy. So all you're gonna need to make some pom-poms are some cardboard that you're gonna cut, a nice sharp pair of scissors, and of course, some cool wool in whatever color you wanna make it in. So, ready to get started?
Yay!
Okay, so we've got one that's already made here, but I'm going to show you. We have a little stencil that we cut out of paper. We're going to pop the stencil on here, and you are going to cut it out, okay? While Mimi does that, I'm going to show you how to make one on this stencil.
Ooh.
Watch your fingers there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of wool and just hold it out there. That's going to be our starting one. And then basically you just wrap your wool quite loosely. You don't want it to be too tight because then it makes the cardboard bend. Perfect. Oh, oh, oh. See how we just winding it around. And then you can go like diagonally, cross it over like that. Just make sure this little piece is there because you're going to use that to tie it up just now.
Oh gosh.
What?
It's so hard.
You struggling?
Yeah.
You want some help?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, perfect. That looks like it's pretty done. Then what I'm gonna do is cut this piece. I've got another pair of scissors here. Thread that through that side.
These feel.
And this one's gonna go through this side. Okay.
Oh, finally.
So see how we've got our two pieces of string? What we're gonna do now is tie a little knot and pull quite tight so it kind of like bunches in the middle then. It looks a bit like a bow. And then tie again to make a knot. Okay, then you're gonna thread it through back the other way. So pop your string through the little hole there and take this piece back around here and then do the same thing on that side. Tie a little knot.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh, gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Okay, so Mimi's nearly done cutting there. So I'm gonna finish up my pom-pom. And if you're little, make sure you get an adult to help you with this because, you know, you need sharp scissors. Basically what I'm gonna do is cut along here. That's all one.
There.
Done. Perfecto! Now it's time for you to start making your pom-poms. You've seen how I've done it.
Yeah.
So you're ready to do yours.
Yeah.
What color are you gonna do?
Purple.
Purple, there's a purple there.
Woo.
Girl,
Huh?
you're wrapping it on the wrong side.
Huh?
Okay. You struggling?
Yeah.
You want some help?
No.
Oh, okay.
Holly, can you help me?
Sure thing. We're gonna hold this with that hand. Hold it, yeah. Then we're gonna take this string and we want it to go like this. So hold it with the other hand here.
Oh!
Hold it, yeah. Now you're gonna start wrapping this around this section.
Okay.
Okay. Then your pom-pom will look like this. Simple, you just slide it off, spread it out so it looks more pom-pommy. Are you done now?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Now you need to cut the string. The cut about, no, a little bit longer, about there. Now, you're gonna thread this that way. Thread that through there. Now tie a knot there. I'll hold the piece of
Tie a knot.
cardboard for you. Yes, pull tighter even. Yeah, okay, I'll hold it there. Go again.
Could tie my shoes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, and I'll thread it back to the other side.
What?
Put it through there. Perfect, and I'll tie a knot on this side. Tight, squeeze, tight, tight, tight. Okay, then go again. Perfecto! Perfectamundo! So, it's important that if you're gonna do this part, you get an adult to help you. There's your pom-pom. Now slide it off and puff it out.
Yeah.
There's your pom-pom. There's my pom-pom. You see who can keep their pom-pom up for the longest. Okay, ready? On your marks, get set, go. And I win!
all those shells away from me. Okay. Okay, memes. Are we ready to add our flour?
Yeah, boo.
Okay, so we're gonna add about half the flour at a time. So start putting it in, Mimi. And while you put it in, keep going, I'll do the sifting. We are making quite a large cake, so I know you're probably thinking this is so much ingredients, but it's a birthday cake, so it needs to be big. Halfway through, I'm gonna add our baking powder. It's about 5 teaspoons of baking powder. Add a little bit of milk at a time. So about 375 mils of milk, I would say. Moisten it up. So you don't want the mixer to be too dry, but I like to add the milk after I add the flour, just so that if my mixer's looking too wet, I can add the mixture slowly and I don't end up with a sloppy cake mix. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna weigh out our mixture into 4 bowls. So it's about 400 grams of mixture per bowl, and then we're gonna be coloring each bowl a slightly different shade of pink. This one we're gonna leave white, okay? We don't need to color that one. So we're gonna be using powdered food coloring. I prefer the powdered food coloring to the liquid food coloring. I just think it gives a bit of a better color. So you'll mostly find powdered food coloring at sort of party shops or baking shops. It's a little bit harder to find than your conventional food coloring that you'll find in your supermarkets. But it really is, in my opinion, worth it. Perfect. So we've got a bit of a scale of colors going from dark, lighter, lighter. Then obviously at the end, we have our plain vanilla cake. So now what we're gonna do is I've greased some tins and pop some baking paper in the bottom, so let me grab those. Now we're gonna empty our cake mix into here. So let's start with our darkest one.
The one that I did.
The one that you did. It does darken a little bit when it bakes. Also, we're doing a sort of pastel-y cake. We don't want colors that are too dark. We want them to be light and pretty and pink. On that note, I think it's time to put these bad boys in the oven. So now for the best part. Our cakes are out the oven, they've cooled. It's time to get icing. We're gonna start from darkest to lightest. So let's grab the darkest color.
Which I did.
Yes.
Why did you
Peel that off. I'm gonna use a cake icing spatula. I love to ice with these. But if you don't have one of these, you can use a butter knife or a knife that's a similar shape to this. I wanna add a really thin layer of icing in the middle because it is quite a big cake. If you add a thick layer of icing between each layer, it's gonna be so thick and so sweet and just, it's not gonna taste very nice. I always do the sides before I do the top because it's a little bit easier to do like that. And you don't want it to be perfect, you know? You want it to have a bit of a rustic feel. It's a homemade cake. We're not cake decorating experts here. We're just avid bakers, people who love to get into the kitchen and whip up some yummy shenanigans. Now we're gonna get to the top. I love icing. It is my favorite part. I've always loved icing. There's like a thrill in that final, thing coming out, that final product. I guess like music. It's like writing a song, listening to it afterwards, seeing how people react to it. That's definitely my favorite part. So I'm gonna use a standard tray just to put under here, just to catch all those extra sprinkles that sprinkle down. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some sprinkles in my hand, maybe a bit more, and then we wanna just wrap those beautiful pink sprinkles around the side like that. You look like you know what you're doing there.
Looks like I'm making a mess.
That's fine, that's the fun part.
It's all of the sprinkles. You get to have fun. You get to be messy. Get creative with it. What? You!
Cut.
You! You! We are done!
We are done, and it's looking so pretty. The moment of truth, Mimi Ray, is when we cut into this cake and see the colors inside and see if we flopped or rose to the top. See what I did there? That's a cream reference for those of you who didn't get it. Let's cut this cake. So this knife just slides through that cake because this cake is so nice and fresh and beautiful. Now we're gonna use our cake lifter. The moment of truth. Look at those layers. Look how cute that ombre looks. Let's pop it onto our plate.
Holly?
Look inside that cake. Look at that ombre. Look how pretty that is. So Mimi Ray, this is the last tasting of this season of baking with the Rays. This is the last time in this season
I'm so sad.
that we're gonna put cake or goodies to our mouths and taste it. Okay, you ready to taste?
Yeah, boo.
Let's dig in. Oh, it's so nice and fluffy. So vanilla-y and delicious. So to everyone who's been watching from episode 1 to now, thank you so much for tuning in and baking along with us. We've had so much fun sharing our baking, sharing all our tips and tricks with you guys. For the last time, from me, Holly Ray,
And Mimi Ray.
bye for now. Who wants to get in on some cake?
Man!
Camera 1, camera 2, you want some cake? Yeah. Get in on this action, guys. Spoo, come get some cake.